Hey guys, Spenny here. So the biggest news I think I've ever seen just came out regarding Palantir. This is absolutely game changing. If you once didn't believe in Palantir, I don't know how you can doubt them after this. I've been saying it for a while. There is a software revolution coming, and data is going to be the most important thing moving into the future. Governments are fully recognizing this, coming straight from the Secretary of Defense in the United States. So, getting straight into this news, the Pentagon said at an AI briefing, we are in a 16 trillion market in the next decade. The Secretary of Defense, Mark Esper, said, AI is the #1 priority for me as a Secretary of Defense, and he went on to say the competitor that really wins in the AI competition will have a battlefield advantage for decades. Now, if you believe that, and I certainly do, and I believe the commission, I think that's a unanimous consensus. Now suddenly, that video I made predicting that one day Palantir will be a $1 trillion company doesn't look so far-fetched. So I pulled up the transcript here with the Pentagon briefing. I'm going to read a couple slides that I think is really important for you guys to hear. This, like I said, this is some of the biggest news surrounding Palantir. So, we have a generational opportunity here for AI to be our future. We must act now. We need to start putting these places into place now. So I want to quickly describe our position through two different lenses. One is competition and the other is opportunity. First of all, with respect to AI competition, I think it's illustrative to talk about the economic impacts of artificial intelligence as a first order. Economic forecasts predict an AI economy of 16 trillion. A 16 trillion AI economy in the next 10 years. And this could amount to massive GDP increases 26%, as high as 26% for China, and as high as 15% for the United States to participate in this competitive AI marketplace. And if we do that, this core economic competitiveness of the United States then needs to be reflected in a core military competitiveness in this space as well. So you can tell there is some urgency in the Pentagon right now. They're recognizing AI and software, the need for it, and it's really true. I mean, they're talking about how they need to really increase their spending to stay competitive against other governments. The same thing goes for technology companies. A company that doesn't have strong AI is seriously going to struggle over the next decade. Luckily, Palantir, it's one of the best companies out there, and they hire some of the best talent to work for them. So here I'm going to read where it gets really juicy, some really big numbers they're throwing at us here. So the department has to increase its S&T spending on AI and all of the R&D. We think it should be a minimum of 3.4% of the budget, and we recommend that the department spend about $8 billion on AI R&D annually. This will allow us, we think, to cover down on all the key research areas. So, the government is going to up their spending massively. They're saying $8 billion right now. This is just going to become more and more important. In a few years, it's going to be 10 billion. It's going to be 11 billion. The importance of this is not going to decrease over time. It's only going to increase. And even at 8 billion, that is massive. If Palantir can get a good chunk of that, which I think they will. They have very strong relationships in the government and not a lot of competition when it comes to what they do, in regards to working with the government, that is. And this is making it really difficult to value Palantir. Suddenly, that $43 billion market cap isn't looking that expensive, and actually it's looking pretty cheap after an announcement like this. Now, Palantir is a company that has doubled its revenue in the past 2 years. In 2018, we brought in about 600 million. In 2020, we brought in almost 1.1 billion. Now, this is massive growth, don't get me wrong, but I think this is only the beginning. Seeing the government really focus in on AI, software, recognizing the importance of it, Palantir jumping deeper into the commercialization side of things, really getting into the big companies like AT&T, IBM. Really, the growth is just starting. I wouldn't be surprised if we're bringing in $3 billion in revenue in the next couple of years. And as a software company, their margins are going to be very high and only increase over time. So that $43 billion market cap, in my opinion, is going to be looking very cheap in the coming years. Like I said before, I think this will be a $1 trillion company. So buying at these prices is an absolute steal if you're in this for the long term. Anyways, guys, that's all I have for today's video. Just a quick update for you. This is some extremely bullish news. It makes me just want to absolutely double down on this stock. Unfortunately, I'm buying some real estate right now, so I really can't spend any more money on stocks. But it's tempting, you know, it's really, really tempting. Anyways, guys, really appreciate you watching till the end. I'll see you guys on the next video.